Oh, it's fine. This isn't like a Hollywood movie. This is just us. Hi everyone, welcome back. Question and answer time. So have some questions and we'll give you some answers. And welcome back. Thank you all once again for your attendance. So the first one we want to talk about, answering the question, was previous, but we'll repeat the question. Jason, it's your floor.
What is the alien connection to this new crystal that I found?
Could you do me a favor and put the crystal in front of the camera, so to speak? If you don't want to put your body face on there, you don't.
I don't care. Is it on there?
Yeah, yeah, oh, that's better, yeah.
This is a crystal that he synchronistically got into his life. So, with a kind of a loudness, go ahead and tell the story behind it first.
So, I had visited my mother and was bringing her a jade object for some stuff that she was going through. And just while walking through the house, I looked on the shelf and that crystal was sitting there, and I said, where'd this come from? 6 years previously, a Native American shop in town had shut down, and they were sort of including stuff in purchases, and they're like, oh, here, go ahead and take this, we're closing anyway. And so gave her the crystal, and she's had it sitting on the shelf doing nothing for however long until I latched on.
Awesome. Is that all the details?
Yeah.
Good. So, if you all would do yourselves a favor, just an idea, to see how many synchronistic moments it took for that crystal to get here right now. Awesome. Okay, so we'll give you an answer on what that crystal is. Does it feel very energetic first, let me ask?
Yes.
And when you were speaking with Roxie earlier, what was the question you had?
I first said that it felt like an energy, but not one individual, but like a race of off-world allies.
An off-world race. Yes. So, this is a race which is unfamiliar to the collective at this time. In, let's call it a civilization. Beyond comprehension for a lot of you, because it is very distance away, is 1,400 billion light years away. But it's all right here, because there is no other. So the connection is now made with this. What you're going to be experiencing as a collective are more and more what you would call civilizations, coming in at their synchronistic moments to give you an idea of their perspective of ascension. In other words, what they're going to offer in their love to you to help you remember, understand ideas about what is limiting the collective and keeping you all in limitation. Okay, so this civilization, we'll call them, we're translating. D. Stand by. Kia ko yato toshna ko chokni atatia hoyana tokushnaka ko kiniato koshnaya hishnato wada. Drachmonian is the best translation. Drachmonian, not to be associated with the Drax or the Drax as in your idea of the lizard idea incarnation. No. Their third density incarnation was spotted fur animals that were self-aware, not human form, nothing comprehensible truly. They had appendages, 6 covered in fur, nails, teeth, idea. Very interesting incarnation. Many years ago. They do not speak English at this time. There is a speaker among them who does. A speaker who has learned through 11 decades, so to speak, in your time, to understand humanity through another entity that has the higher self as this, through their spiritual lineage, so to speak. Now, Jason, in your meditations, in your understandings, in your expansion, choose what you will, they have ideas for you, messages. Those messages for you will be given through you to the collective. There are many of what you would call yous in the collective getting these same messages from this. It will start kind of small if you want to look at it that way, but it will cascade. Now, do not translate this as knowledge of words to impartate at first. Translate this as the way it was introduced to you, energy, a very directed energy when you touched the crystal, which gave you the connection. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So, you're going to get ideas only equatable to feeling. In that feeling, connection as trust and approach as trust will give you the download. So the download will formulate itself into an idea of expression that would be conducive to the third density human collective. Are you following?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So follow that, the new species. That was not the language of them I was speaking. That was the Iona, which Nimikoto was translating with them to here, to me. So, the language they speak, of course, is telepathic is one, but they also do have formed words, sounds, so to speak. But when you are in the third density incarnation that they were, the sounds were more like clicks and whines and a little bit of screeching idea. But those were, very good. You can translate it a little bit as the yap or a connection of a hyena and the sound of whales, but without the amplification of water. That was their language. So that language being spoken is probably not going to happen, although you can learn it if you choose. And why can you learn it? Jason?
Because I am.
Very good. I love his openness. Awesome. So, does that answer your question on your new introduction to yourself, of your higher self in that civilization?
Yes.
Wonderful. Next question. Anybody?
I had a dream a couple days ago, and I didn't possibly connect it, but there was a being who seemed a little bit firmer in my dream as a being coming in to teach me something.
Mm-hmm.
That being had spotted fur, and I was wondering if that had any connection.
Do you really have to wonder? I just introduced a new species. One to never know. Gave the exact description.
And it was in my dream, yes. Okay. Thank you.
Are you good with that?
So was I in Ed's dream or was the race in Ed's dream?
You were in Ed's dream.
I did.
So he was,
Female.
I was my higher self.
oh, your higher self from this race.
Yeah.
And I was having
I
trouble.
love connect the dots.
I was having trouble because I just could not figure out who it was because it was a very solid energy in my dream, and I knew it interacted and taught. It was teaching me certain things about healing, and I just couldn't figure out who it was. But now I understand. It was just a few days ago.
So let me ask you this, Edward.
Yes.
Maybe with Jason, do you think there should be some continued interaction since you are both understanding this new civilization?
Yes.
Very good. Because that is the reason for the setup, is the future interactions to understand ideas from a complex, now intricate
Oh, yeah, because
connection.
and I understand that because I was just told this morning that he needed a crystal that I used to develop healing understandings, and it was time for him, and his higher self in my dream was showing me healing and feeling of energy and feeling of fear and this kind of thing. So yeah, that's the further communication. Yes, thank you.
Wow, you're buzzing now, aren't you?
Yes.
Your vibration is higher. Awesome. And good morning to you all. Thank you for your attendance. Akina, some of you are familiar, some are not. Welcome. Does anyone have any impartations they wish to explore through the form of a question? I am open.
My question is, are my mundane or earthly goals in alignment with my divine?
Oh no. You are, let's call, off track between the two. However, there's no truly off track, is there? Because without that off track, questioning yourself, am I, in alignment, how could you be off track? Because you are always ascending. Do you follow?
Yes.
Okay, so what is your gap that you feel between your earthly divine purpose and your spiritual divine purpose, which are now going to be, if you choose, the same? Where do you see a separation?
Disconnection and I would say in manifestation.
Disconnection in manifestation.
Right.
So in other words, where your 3D mind goal idea of what is supposed to be your life is not conducive into your, what you would call, divine spiritual drive. Am I summing that correctly?
Yes.
Wonderful. So, what are you telling yourself you want to do, and then what are you telling yourself you should do? Because you are feeling, what we talked about last week, an investment on your track. Remember, you are always acting on your highest excitement. When your highest excitement leads you to an idea that is working and making you feel fuzzy, and then you continue that for a period of time. And then, however, comes in another synchronistic moment of opportunity that takes you from that previous highest excitement and leads you into a new direction. But yet, your investment in it keeps you static, limited. In other words, you're trying to continue what has been successful. When there is truly no success, there is only is. So follow the spiritual divine urging that your soul memory complex is giving you to experience for expansion of your conscience, your personality, your 3D divine entity. So if you choose, take the step And let me ask you this, because I feel a friction. That friction would be, what am I supposed to do? Do you not see your excitement on your next, adventure, so to speak? I'm asking.
I see the excitement. I just have to wait.
Wait for what? You're not waiting. Just be. And don't wait, because wait is expectation. Wait is a time, isn't it? I'm waiting for a certain time. So, in that certain time, you are in conflict. Conflict divides and causes confusion. In other words, no reason to wait. Be observant of your nows. And in your nows, you will receive the understandings of you where and what you should do in action. But those actions, once again, will not be, effort. They will remain in the field of excitement.
Thank you.
You are most welcome. We are Ra, and welcome to the vibration of Ra. If you feel it, or if you are chimed in, feel the download you are now receiving. For there is a great impartation to all of you at this moment of new vibration that we have given you. Do what you choose to do with it as you will. Our eternal love, Adonai. I just love walk-ins. So, other things. You have to pardon me. That was funny. We'll let it play out a little bit. Let it sink in. Welcome.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions?
I have one.
Go ahead, girl.
What does this mean? I feel deep emotion, but a lot of voices. I can feel everyone's vibration,
She's holding Scully.
but I can't interpret. It's kind of a little overwhelming.
Okay. The overwhelmingness that you get, usually, girl, is to do one thing. To realize there's an overwhelming ability. In other words, it's lighting everything up. It's bringing everything to attention. Does that make sense? So now that you feel that, automatically through your systematic training, what you call logical education of patterns, of I need to, of formulas, you're trying to figure what this means, right? Okay. How about just this idea? I am this, I am intuition, I am this feeling, if you will. So take that idea, so to speak, and just let it be and sink into you. In other words, get in the shower and let it sprinkle all over you. Not just in one tiny little particle of connection you call your logic mind to figure it out. Use your bio mind, your entire body, because all of that is knowledge, understanding, translation, impartation. Because you are all of this. You follow? Okay, so now that you're getting these downloads and these voices, you can take them one at a time. Which one does this mean? And give your intention vector, okay? That is your will. I need to want, I need to feel, I need to, that thing, that you use those words that start your will, so to speak, to get that idea through this massive amount of dropping, so to speak, on you of information. You grab this one, vector it in willingness, so to speak, to get that idea for impartation and you to expand your conscience. And then what message lies in there is a tool for you to understand who? Yourself. Nobody else. Because it's your show, your rodeo, your play. That you are truly the director, the producer, and everyone is hired actors, and you are the user of the program. Make sense?
May I,
Definitely. Thank you.
may I interject?
Oh my goodness, yes.
What did you feel when you picked up the skull?
Extreme deep emotion, but as that was happening, I was hearing voices. I could feel everyone's emotion. I could feel everybody. Like,
That skull sat
Okay.
with 6 of the large skulls. It has a great deal of information in it.
Can I interrupt
So-
you real quick?
Sure.
Can someone show that skull and then relate it to the skulls we're talking about for understanding of our message?
So you were receiving a
up.
download, basically, a huge amount of information at one time, and you were trying to filter out specific things, which was not
Well,
possible. Just open up and receive.
it
Just,
was coming at me.
yeah.
Trying.
Very good. What skulls were you talking about for clarification, Francine?
The,
13
Large.
skulls?
yes,
Ah, there you go.
Mm,
So, are you familiar with those skulls?
somewhat, yeah.
Okay. It would behoove you, if you choose, since that is now your reality, and she said those particular words in a synchronistic moment for you to understand yourself, it would behoove you once again to maybe delve into the idea of the 13 skulls to see the paradigm, to trigger some more ideas in you in this synchronistic moment for expansion of self, okay?
Mm,
Awesome.
definitely.
I thought it was kind of a hint for her.
You thought correctly. You followed your excitement, you gave you those words, and you followed it. Awesome. Any other questions, anybody? Katrina,
Hi.
your hesitation.
Well, I
Yeah,
have a manifestation question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Ocyphius earlier was talking about how to manifest an orange
Yes, I was
from
here.
an orange. Okay, well, yeah. So that's the whole recap.